Have you ever had one of those moments? You get a huge win, you're on top of the world, and then almost immediately something goes wrong. Well, it turns out that's not just bad luck. There's an ancient piece of wisdom that totally explains this, a kind of hidden danger that comes with celebrating just a little too loudly. Today, we're going to break down what's known as the cost of the crow. It's a really strange thought, isn't it? That exact moment you reach the summit, the one point where you should feel the most secure, what if that's all just an illusion? Because that feeling, that sense of being invincible, that urge to shout your success from the rooftops, that might be the very thing that sets you up for a massive fall. And the key to understanding all of this? It's hidden in a surprisingly simple old story. Yeah, see, this isn't random. It's a pattern, a predictable setup we're calling the victor's trap. It's this idea that the very prize you fought so hard for can also become the bait in a trap you don't even see coming. And to really get our heads around this trap, we don't need some complex modern theory. Nope. The answer is right there in a classic fable, one that perfectly breaks down the psychology of winning and losing. All right, so let's set the scene. Picture a farmyard, a small world with its own little power struggles and politics. And right at the center of it all, we have a classic showdown. So, imagine this fierce battle going down. It's intense. Finally, one emerges as the clear winner. The loser? Totally defeated, humbled, and crawls off into the shadows to hide. You'd think, okay, conflict over, right? But for the winner, just winning isn't enough. Not even close. He needs a stage. He needs everyone to see him. So he flies up to the highest point he can find, the roof of the henhouse. And right here, this is the critical moment. This is the mistake. He doesn't just celebrate. He boasts. He crows as loud as he possibly can. A public, arrogant announcement. He's not just telling the other chickens he won. He's telling the whole world. See, the problem is the farmyard isn't the whole world. Way up high, circling overhead, there's a predator, an eagle. The eagle had no idea a fight was even happening. It didn't care. What it noticed was the noise, the signal, the boast coming from the highest point. And just like that, it's over. The victor becomes the victim. The very act of declaring his greatness made him a target for a power operating on a completely different level. His victory crow was basically a dinner bell. So this brings us right to the core lesson here, the cost of the crow. It's literally the price you pay for boasting. When you celebrate too loudly, you're creating a signal, a signature that attracts forces you might not even know exist. And if you think about it, we can see ourselves in all of these roles, right? The victor, that's our pride, our hubris. The defeated is what we feel in loss, maybe a bit of humility. And the eagle? Well, the eagle is anything, a bigger competitor, a sudden bit of bad luck, some consequence we just never saw coming. Okay, so obviously this isn't just a story about chickens. This dynamic plays out all the time, in our actual lives. Let's talk about some of these modern-day eagles. Here are a few perfect examples. Okay, think about it personally. The crow is you posting some huge accomplishment on social media. What's the eagle that swoops in? Scammers, jealous critics, just a whole lot of unwanted attention. Or how about in a relationship? You win an argument and you gloat. The eagle there is that slow-burning resentment that can totally poison the connection. Professionally, a small startup celebrates a big win against a competitor, only to get the attention of a corporate giant that just comes in and crushes them. The pattern is always the same. The crowing brings the eagle. So if crowing is so dangerous, what's the move? The answer isn't to stop winning. Of course not. It's about choosing a different path entirely. The path of someone who sees the bigger board. Just look at the difference here. The loud victor needs that stage, that henhouse roof. Their boast is basically an ad for their own downfall. But the quiet master? They get it. They know that real power doesn't have to scream. They stay in the grass, stay low, and you know what? They stay safe. Because the eagle can't hunt what it can't see. This quote just completely reframes the whole idea of winning, doesn't it? The fight might be over, but your victory isn't actually secure until you have the self-control to be quiet. The crowing isn't part of the celebration. It's the start of the next, much more dangerous fight. So let's bring this home. I want you to really think about this for a second. What's a win in your life right now, big or small, that you've been crowing about? Is it possible that noise is attracting an eagle that you haven't even thought of yet?
I mean, this is really the fundamental question, right? Is the success you're having building real, sustainable strength? Or is it just making you a bigger, shinier, more tempting target? Are you building a kingdom, or are you just setting the table for someone else?
And this right here, this is the ultimate test of your ego. Can you truly be satisfied with the win itself without needing everyone else to clap for you? Can you have power without needing to perform it for an audience? In the end, the lesson boils down to this simple, powerful idea. Do the work, get the win, and then have the wisdom and the strength to just be still. Let the achievement speak for itself, because the quiet master will outlast the loud victor every single time.